Powell, it was a spirited performance against Jersey on Saturday. What positives do you take from that defeat?
First half we were really good, so we were playing into a really strong wind, and we felt that going in 7 points behind was a bit of a win really in terms of where we were at. We managed it pretty well and actually left a couple of opportunities out there, so could have gone in level or maybe ahead. And actually, with 8-9 minutes to go, we were only 4 points behind. It was 17-13. So we'd done a really good job of staying in it, but unfortunately, we'd not managed the game that well in the second half. So we had the win behind us and probably played better going the other way, which obviously doesn't usually work like that. So it was a good performance, but at the same time, we're disappointed not to pick up any points. And we feel as though, given they scored a couple of late tries, we were a bit closer than that, we felt, and probably deserved to get something out of the game.
You obviously can't really train for conditions like that, very strong wind and whatnot, but what are the key learnings that we must take from that defeat?
Well, just managing things a bit better. In this country or Jersey or wherever we're playing, we're going to get that type of weather conditions, and for certain months of the year that becomes a factor. So we've got to make sure that whatever the conditions or whatever's happening, we do a good job in that. And I don't really think we can even blame, the fact that there was the win, because they'd had the same. We both had the same either half, and it stayed the same through the game. And actually, we performed better with the conditions against us. So it's more just probably actually not thinking that we've done the job at half time, just because we went in there tight, thinking, right, we've done a good job here, trying to stay focused on what we need to do next. And that's what we talked about after the game. Was it's fine going in there at half time, assuming that you've done a good job, but actually we've got to keep doing the things that we need to do well to keep performing, and we let ourselves down a little bit in terms of penalties and errors, which cost us.
We're back at the Rag this Saturday against Cornish Pirates, a very exciting challenge. What is the focus ahead of this one?
So we want to get back on the saddle and get out there and put a good performance together. Cornish are always a challenging team to play against. They've got another big pack, so it's similar to Jersey in that sense, and they've got some real sharp backs as well. So they can combine both, playing up front and also moving the ball a little bit. So we can't let them set the pace of the game. We've got to dictate that, because once they get ahead of steam, they're very strong, and we've seen that before against them, and a lot of teams face that. So we've got to control the speed and tempo of the game to allow ourselves to be controlling it, not them.
I know we take it one game at a time, but this is obviously a block of really challenging fixtures coming up against Cornish, Doncaster and Hartpury. How exciting is that for the group, but I guess also how important is it now to get back to some really consistent form?
Yeah, I think that the amount of disjointed time we've had over the last couple of years, we've not been able to play games and reduce games, and then sort of COVID just before Christmas and just after. It's nice to actually get a run of fixtures, so we don't really want to complain that we've got a few games on the spin. We've probably just got to relish it and get on with it and try and do the best we can do. And I think the last 3 weeks we performed pretty well. We're disappointed not to have got some points last week, but we certainly had a good dig and the boys fought and stayed in there. It's just that we didn't execute things well enough, so we just need to make sure we do that right this weekend.
Thankfully, we maintained a fairly clean bill of health against Jersey. Can you give us an insight into the competition that remains now amongst the first team and guys trying to get into that squad?
Yeah, so we've as you say, we've got some guys back, and there is some decent competition in certain positions. We're not at 100% health, but no club is going to be at this stage of the season. So the guys have got to fight now to keep their place in the team, and the guys playing Vikings and Saxons who are pushing up towards the first team need to keep on doing what they can do to affect things in training and in the games. Because we'll certainly, we need everyone firing. We can't be resting on our laurels, and we need people that are going to step up and do a good job. So we'll be watching closely at training and the matches to make sure that we're trying to put out the best team we can.
Well, best of luck on Saturday against Pirates. Powell, thanks for your time.
Cheers, Tom.